right, folks, if I can get your attention, please. Oh, be quiet. Can you guys hear me in the back, Robert?
Need to find somebody to turn that up.
Yeah.
Yes. Rich, our gals at the back table, they might have an answer to that.
Disregard the speaker in their ear.
Yeah, I know. My one ear. All right. We'll try to get a little more sound. If not, coaches are coaches are used to yelling at people, right? Athletic directors, we're pretty calm and collected, and so we don't know how to use a booming voice. But if you can't hear me in the back, let me know, and I'll go as loud as I can go. We're thrilled to have you today. We really appreciate Crowne Plaza for hosting us today. We've been partners with Crowne Plaza for several years. They provide housing for a lot of our visiting teams and fans. And so I hope you'll take the opportunity to thank those guys. In fact, why don't we give them a nice round of applause? Really loud in my ear. Is that better, Robert? Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'll never hear again, but I'm glad you're comfortable. We always start by introducing our student athletes. I know we have at least one, maybe more. If you're an OCU student athlete, stand up. All right. Well, why don't you guys, Ricky, since you're a defending national champion, maybe you ought to lead us. Just tell us who you are, what sport, where you're from, and what your major is.
I'm Ricky McCarty. I'm from Lawton, Oklahoma. I'm a marketing major, and I'm a wrestler.
Go.
I'm Ailey Thompson. I play for the soccer team. I'm a senior humanities major.
I'm from France. I'm a volleyball player, sophomore, and my major is business administration.
Well, it just sounds better with the French accent. Don't ask me to repeat it, but well, we've got a lot going on in OCU athletics, and we're going to have some updates from our coaches. One piece of information I will tell you is that our basketball coach, Dion Phelps, left for another position last week. Wow. So what I think in my position is, if those things didn't happen from time to time, then you wouldn't need an athletic director. So, and some would tell you we may not need an athletic director anyway. Smart Alex that we all are. So, I had hoped this morning to introduce you to our new coach, because I spent a lot of time working and trying to figure it out, and we did figure it out, and we've offered the position. And the position has been accepted, and we didn't used to do this in the old days, but now the final step in our process is a background check. And sometimes it never goes as quickly as you hope, but in this case in particular, it hadn't gone quickly enough. So our coach is literally circling out there, waiting for me to call him, and I'm waiting for my phone to ring. But hopefully this week you'll see an announcement on that. I didn't know if you guys were aware of what was going on, but we're really excited about our coach. Of course, it's challenging. The timing is not great. Our kids naturally are worried and scared and uncertain, and but it is part of what we want to do is prepare them for life. And part of life is changes, whether it's at a great time or a not great time, and so that's what we're doing with basketball. And I look forward to you meeting our new coach, and we'll hear from him at our next luncheon. But for now, all I can do is sort of talk about him like he's a real person, and I can't even tell you what his name is. Let's see, beyond that. Beyond that, we had 2 great wins in soccer last night. So to tell us what he did to make that possible and to give us more of an update on soccer, welcome our head coach, Brian Harvey.
Oh, really? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Good, good. About
About 5 years ago, I was fortunate enough to be at a luncheon just like this one, and we signed a young lady called Megan McMahon at a luncheon just like this. Megan went on to be our leading goal scorer at OCU, and a year later I signed a young man from Liverpool called Adam Black, and he was also a leading goal scorer on the men's side. They are getting married in about 2 weeks' time. They're at the table over there, and they're getting married in California, and hopefully I'm still around and there was lots of goals from both of them were leading goal scorers. Hopefully I'll still be around to sign their son or daughter to the OCU soccer program. Anyway, but congratulations to both of you and good luck. At our table also is my daughter, who is a graduate of OCU and also is now off my payroll and working. And also at my table also is Ailey Thompson, who very modestly said she's a soccer player. She's a leading goal scorer in the SAC conference at this particular moment, so she's doing a tremendous job. The men have had a bit of a bumpy ride this season, a little bit up and down, but we're 2-2 in conference, which is a great relief to me, I can assure you. But they had a great game last night. They won 3-2 in overtime. Instead of losing in overtime, we found a way to win in overtime. The ladies are really rolling along. They are 7-3-1. They're second place in the conference, a game behind everybody else. But I feel that we have a great shot of winning the SAC conference this year, and a really good shot of going to the national tournament if we steer clear of injuries to key players. But we play this Saturday in Bacone, or as a couple of the girls on the team call Bacon. So we're playing in Bacone, and emphasis upon the silent E, which are voulez-vous français, they would understand that. And we are at home. Our next home game is next Tuesday night against St. Gregory's. Please get out and support these young men and women. They're doing a tremendous job. The boys are working really hard, and they're not getting the results that they need at the moment, but they're working awfully hard, and as are the women. So please come out and support these young men and women for the thing that they love to do, and that's to play soccer. So any questions, please?
Would you care to recap the drama last night, how the header went in?
Yeah, I mean, we were in overtime, and there's a young man from Dallas, Texas, who he's had some problems with injuries, and we put him in for the final 10 minutes and scored a tremendous headed goal. And we, as I said, we've been on the bad end of overtime results, and we were on the good end of one this time around, so it worked out rather well. Thank you, Richard. Any other questions? No, great. Thanks a lot.
So I was going to let CJ do this, but we have a guest, Mason Nathan, is here in the front. We want to give a little wave to the crowd. Mason is a soccer recruit from, I'm sorry, I'm thinking soccer because there's an analogy here that I'm going to make. Mason is a wrestler at Union. Coach Harvey mentioned this, that Megan came to our lunch, and she had blonde hair back then, so her hair is matured as good. But still just as beautiful. Mason came to lunch, and what we tend to do with recruits is we stand by the door and you have to fight your way through, and if not, you have to sign the scholarship agreement today. That's how we got Megan, who then went on to score, how many, did you score 80, 79 goals?
I honestly don't know.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah.
You're so modest. Rich, it's your job to know.
Yeah.
How many did she score?
I won't know.
She has
Google it.
Mason, she has the all-time record for goals scored. So what we get to do, I'm being kind of smart alecky up here, but what we get to do is we get to watch young people like you come and join us, and then we get to watch you go and do great things. And Adam and Megan, we're really happy for you and excited for your future together. So good luck. I could have just made it that simple. I'm sorry that I didn't. So currently, we have the highest ranking we've ever had in volleyball. including an exciting 5-set win last night. And to give us an update on our volleyball program, welcome our head coach, Kyle Steele.
It was not exciting, it was frustrating. We took care of business in our, what I would consider our #1 lineup last night against John Brown, the first 2 sets. And we've had some unfortunate injuries lately, so I wanted to kind of maybe prepare for the future for some more, and so I changed the lineup in 3 and 4, and we did not respond very mentally tough and dropped 2 sets and then had to come back in the 5th and took care of business. But we went to West Texas A&M for a couple of D2 matches. West Texas A&M has been probably top 3 Division II program in the NCAA for the last 20 years. I think their all-time record at home is 275-20 or something at home all time. So we knew we had a tall task. Found out the week before that we went that our starting setter to this point tore her ACL. We're going to have to brace that up and go, and she's not back yet. But so we kind of went shorthanded and had a rough day and went 0-2 that day against some tough Division II competition. But since that point, we've had a serious refocusing period. We've taken care of what we need to take care of in the conference, 9-0 in our conference at this point, which I'm super proud of. I think we have a good chance to continue that through the rest of this last 7 games here in conference. But the girls have really responded in training and preparing for what we want to prepare for in the future. Because we had a lot of matches where we were winning in 3, but we were sliding by and not taking care of some fundamental things that we wanted to do. But we've been consistent, number 23 in the rankings the last 3 weeks, which I'm proud of that at this point, and I'm proud of the way that we've had awards in the SAC. They do weekly awards, and we've had, I guess we've done 7 or 8 now, and we've had Setter of the Week 7 times with 2 different setters, and so that is just kind of a tribute to where our team is at right now because of the balance that we play with offensively. That we can interchange pieces and go and still win these type of awards. And we've only had 2 attackers of the week, so it's not like one person is just carrying our team right now. We've got 5 hitters that are contributing every single night and a really good defense to back it up. And so I'm excited to see how these last 7 matches play out. We still have to go on the road to Wayland one more time, which will be our toughest match we have left. But we got a nice home streak. Played at home last night. We play at home on Thursday against Mid-America Christian, and we play at home on Tuesday against Southwestern Christian before we go to Wayland next weekend. So we think we're playing an exciting brand of volleyball right now. The wrestlers came out last night and gave us a bunch of energy. We had our breast cancer awareness night last night, and they were fired up, and I think they saw that it's been pretty exciting volleyball lately. The young lady sitting here with me today from France absolutely kills the ball on offense. So if you haven't had a chance to see her, come by and watch her swing at a few balls because she kills it. So, any questions?
If we win the conference, is a conference tournament?
The conference tournament is actually formatted differently this year. It's more like soccer. So the 7th is a Saturday. That would be our opening round. It's actually 3 different dates. So if we win, we'll host all 3 dates, which would be a Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, Saturday the 14th being the final. But if we take care of business and win the conference, we'll host on all 3 of those dates. And it'll be an 8-team tournament this year. So the 1-8 game will be on the 7th, and then so on and so forth, all the way to the final on the 14th. So gives us a little more time to prepare, and I kind of like it because it feels a little bit more like postseason if you can put a bunch of people in the crowd. I think last year we went and played our opening round game on Friday morning at 10 a.m. in Plainview, Texas, and there was like 15 people there, and that didn't really feel like a conference tournament to me. So I'm excited for the new format. I can thank this guy for that. So to answer your question, yes. Any others? All right. See you on Thursday.
Megan McMahon, you scored 76 goals in your career at OCU, breaking the old record of 59 goals. So now you know. Next time we push That is about 1 goal per game, I bet. How many games is that, Rich?
This is up to the job.
I'm just kidding. We're also in the midst of our cross-country seasons and really competing very well every week. Connor and I met this morning. I said, "You'll be prepared to speak today." He said, "Speak? What would I speak about?" And then he suggested, "Oh, I'll just tell some jokes. Everybody likes my jokes." So here to entertain and update you, welcome our head coach, Conor Holt. Time him on his way up here.
So we had an exciting morning. Our assistant coach, Benjamin Denton, at the back, every morning when we're going to practice, we go at like 6:30 in the morning. We're driving out to all the different parks every morning. And Jack and Ron are on in the mornings. And they have this tri-bond thing where they mention 3 words and you have to come up with something that matches all 3 words. So we call in every morning and we never get to be on the radio and win the prize. It's not only Coach Denton, you know, I've tried it once or twice, and a few of the kids have tried it. And but anyway, Coach Denton got through today, and he got a prize. He won a pizza certificate for his girls. So what I'm thinking is, you know, Powerball is on tonight, so I already got my numbers from Coach Denton. So if anybody else thinks they're feeling lucky like I am, then you can get your Powerball numbers for tonight. So. But anyway, so back to business, I guess. So we're rolling along here. We're just doing our thing. We just get out every day and just enjoy the sunrise. And run is going well. The thing with cross country is because the boys run an 8K 5 miles and the girls run 5K, is that, you know, we don't get as many opportunities as other sports do because it just takes a lot out of you. The courses we run on, conditions, and so we usually compete every 2 to 3 weeks. So it's been a while since we competed, but this past weekend, we split up the teams. The girls went out to Shawnee to run in the conference course out there, and they ended up getting second. We didn't run our number 1 girls. Her foot was a little sore, so we decided just to hold her out. But we got second, and we got pretty close to OBU. They've got a very good team, and we got second on the day, and we had a lot of PRs. A lot of girls ran really well. And things are looking good for the conference meet here on November 7th with the girls. I think we have a good shot to win it. And then we brought the boys up to Fort Hays up in Kansas. It's a great cross-country course, a dedicated cross-country course up there. And we ran against Adams State and Western State. Adams State obviously is probably the best team in Division 2 over the last 20 years, and Western State are always ranked in the top 10. So I thought we did okay. The boys were a little rusty, I thought. We had a few of our back end. It takes 5 to score in a cross-country meet, so obviously the lower placing, then the lower the score. That's how a team wins. So our 4th and 5th man were kind of a little bit I thought about maybe 15, 20 points where we thought we'd be. But like I said, we're a little rusty. Some of those guys hadn't even raced. That was their first race of the season. And we've been training pretty hard. And the kind of stuff we do, it's a lot of, like I compare it to every other year as benchmark workout. So it's just a process, I think. And, you know, we're into the meat and potatoes part of the season now, you can call it. 5.5 weeks till the national championships. And so we're kind of like in a really big part of where we kind of do a lot of our heavy duty stuff, you could say. So we'll kind of see what happens. You know, they're healthy for the most part, but we have the big meets coming up. We'll take both groups up to Winfield in a week and a half's time. Great day, Coach Helmer up there. It was a great meet, and it's a great meet. We've won it the last few years on the men's side, and the girls have been 2nd, 3rd, so I think they have a shot to win it this year. And then we've got our conference meet on November 7th, and then Charlotte November 21st, and obviously the history part of it, there's only been 5 teams that have won 3 titles in a row in NAIA, so the men are kind of focused on doing that. It's going to be very close this year. There's some very good teams. It's funny, we're ranked 19th in the NAIA right now, and be interested to see when the rankings come out every week, so be interested to see where we're ranked today. We'll either be 1st or 2nd based, I think, on this past weekend. And then the girls are ranked 21st, and I think they should be ranked top 10, I think, to be honest. But we'll see what happens, you know. And we're getting into the meat and potatoes part here, and we're just doing our thing and just rolling along and kind of seeing how things play out here, you know. So and then once we get through with that, then we'll sit back and enjoy the hardware that we would have won, and then we'll look forward to. You know me, no, I don't I don't be sitting behind anyone's door, you know, when it comes to saying what I need to say with the kids. You know, they know that I'm in here to win, and if you can't win, then you're gonna win. So that's how we do things. So yeah, so and then we'll just sit back and enjoy, you know, a little break, and then we'll get ready for track. So yeah, so. Anybody have any questions for me at all? Or?
What was the idiom you used? Sitting behind somebody's door?
You know, it's a saying I always say. When I was growing up in Ireland, you know, my mother was always telling me, you know what, I think that's probably where I got this whole thing from. It's like, you don't be behind someone's door. It means you don't be behind, you know, if someone, it's always like, you know, when we don't have much snow in Ireland, but whenever it snows or bad weather, everybody rushes to the grocery store to pick up whatever they can. So, and if you're not in the door to get your bread, you won't get any bread. So that's where the saying came from, you know, don't be behind the door. Get in there, get stuck in and get it done. And that's always been my philosophy with everything I've done in life. It's been, you get in there, you get stuck in, and that's kind of the culture that I think I've created here with this group of kids, that there's no, you know, obviously there's going to be teams out to get you, there's going to be people out to beat you, and there's always going to be people that want to beat you. And it's up to you to kind of, you know, lay it out on the table and say to yourself, one, do I want to get beat? And am I satisfied with second or third? And if you are, then, you know, that's okay. But, you know, with my philosophy in life, it's always been just get out there and do it, you know, and don't be behind the door. So that's where that comes from. So there you go, you learned a new one today. Anything else? Anybody else? Any other good Irish sayings? Okay then, thanks a lot, appreciate it, all right.
Stacy, are you ready for door prizes? Let's go. Don't be behind the door.